Mexican Attorney General Jesus Murillo Carama announced on Friday the arrest of Benjamin Mondragon, the head of Guerreros Unidos, a drug gang accused of collaborating with police in the disappearance of 43 college students in Iguala, Guerrero. The announcement came hours after thousands of protesters marched in Acapulco to demand the safe return of the students who went missing 3 weeks ago. Mondragon was arrested Thursday at a police checkpoint on a freeway between Mexico City and Toluca.
11 minutes is all it took for this gang of paramilitaries to put an end to the life of United Socialist Party legislator Robert Serra, one of the Venezuelan revolution's principal leaders of the country's youth movement. This latest footage, released by Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro, shows a murder carried out on Venezuelan soil, but which was orchestrated from Colombia.
A Colombian paramilitary directed the whole preparation process of the crime, absolutely meticulously.
Whilst the Venezuelan opposition alleges the deputy's murder is the result of common crime, the government says that every day there is more and more proof that a right-wing paramilitary presence in the country is growing, carrying out extremist political violence against Venezuela's socialist revolution. Lorenz Salen is the most recent terror suspect to have been arrested in the country, after a string of videos showed him planning to carry out a series of attacks on the Venezuela-Colombia border. He was allegedly being trained by Colombian paramilitaries and had links to former Colombian President Álvaro Uribe, as well as to leading right-wing Venezuelan opposition figures such as Leopoldo López, María Corina Machado and Caracas Metropolitan Mayor Antonio Ledesma. Robert Serra was assigned to investigate the case alongside Venezuelan authorities shortly before his death.
There are international political operators behind this. Let's not forget that he mentioned an international facade with NGOs, with ex-presidents. Then his mother declares that she has received phone calls from 4 former presidents, and you start making your own conclusions. There are interests at stake: Otto Reich, the Mexican party, the North American government.
2 out of the 8 men wanted for the murder have been detained, including Serra's former head of security, Torres Camacho, who was bribed to facilitate the assassination. Whilst those who paid for the murder are still at large, once revealed, their identities could shed further light on the growing Venezuela-Colombia paramilitary connection. Rachel Boothroyd for teleSUR in Caracas, Venezuela.
To Jerusalem we march, martyrs in our millions. This was the message from hundreds of Gazans and international activists who participated in a mass rally this afternoon in solidarity with the occupied Palestinian city of Jerusalem. Rallies began just after Friday prayers, when speeches were delivered by leaders of the Hamas movement in Gaza, Islamic Jihad leaders and other Palestinian factions, on how the protest was a way of non-violently asserting the importance of Al-Aqsa holy site for Palestinians. Participants raised Palestinian flags and banners in support of Jerusalem, chanted for the right of return, and stated that Jerusalem's liberation could not be achieved through negotiations, calling on the Palestinian Authority's President Mahmoud Abbas to never return back to the peace talks and security coordination with Israel, and to unite Palestinian efforts to resist the occupation's regimes.
For the past week, Palestinians in Jerusalem has been facing the attacks of the Israeli forces on Al-Aqsa compound. Dozens were injured and tens were arrested. This is so unacceptable. We are out today to state our full solidarity with our brothers there, and to send a clear message to Israel that we are not ignoring their attacks on our holy sites.
The rally also highlighted the abuses of the Israeli state illegal occupation and illegal policies such as administrative detention and the widespread apartheid policies. Meanwhile, in the West Bank, clashes continued for the 3rd day in a row, especially after a Palestinian child, Baha Badr, 13-year-old, was shot dead by Israeli forces in the village of Beit Lakia, northwest of Ramallah, on Thursday evening. Baha was shot in the chest after Israeli forces raided his village. He suffered from severe bleeding shortly before dying at the Palestine Medical Complex in Ramallah. the killing of Baha raged, more Palestinian youth who organized sit-and protests that turned into clashes with the Israeli forces later in the day. Today, Palestinians are still struggling to put historical Palestine back on the map as seeking justice for Israeli crimes committed since 1948. Noor Harazin, teleSUR TV, Gaza.
Tired of the mainstream media labelling them as criminals, residents of Argentina's marginal barrios, known here as villas, created La Garganta, a magazine that says no to advertising, is proudly autonomous and grows with the help of the collective spirit of its supporters.
La Garganta Poderosa is founded upon the need for social justice and due to the silencing of our issues by the mass media, who always cover the bad news about our barrios and never tell us the wonderful things that also occur.
The reporters of La Garganta are all born and bred in these barrios and have found in journalism a peaceful means of protest and transformation.
We run workshops on photography, writing, and soon we will have one on graphic design. This way, residents of our barrios who would like to will be able to get educated as communicators and take part in the magazine. So yes, we're constantly learning here.
Todo el tiempo estamos en ese constante aprendizaje.
There are many neighbors greatly interested in the magazine, so much that they want to be trained in the workshops that we offer, and that's great. The support of the residents is massive.
Its front cover has become an icon of Argentina's print media, featuring the edition's main guest, who simulates a roar, which relates directly to the magazine's name. La Garganta is the voice of Argentina's marginal barrios, demonstrating that it is possible to fight back against monopolized mass media, telling this side of the story. From Buenos Aires, Leonel Poblete Coduti, teleSUR.
Indians are busy in preparations for their Diwali festival on October 23rd. Also known as Deepavali, the Hindu festival of lights is celebrated every autumn and marks the victory of good over evil and light over darkness. For many, Diwali is a holiday of joy, spending time in family and community and appreciating one's prosperity. It is celebrated across India and the diaspora worldwide.
Facts that have marked the course of history. Productions designed in the English language and made for the English-speaking world. This is Documentary. Watch it on telesur.net/English. teleSUR, wherever the news, you'll be there.